Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. This is going to be another guide to get you guys to understand Fire Emblem Heroes to its full potential. Now, I know some of you are probably looking at this button and you're like, what is this spooky button? But the reality is it's not so bad once you know how to use it, and it saves a lot of time and streamlines the process of basically managing so many different characters in so many different modes. So this video's aim is definitely to help you guys understand, learn, and optimize this feature, which is skill sets, no doubt, by the title and image shown here. So with that being said, enjoy the video. Alright guys, welcome to the skill sets video guide, instructional. Everything I'm going to cover here is on how I use skill sets and how I feel like this could help you also understand and use it better. So we're going to cover a couple things in this video. First off, it's like, what is skill sets? How can I use skill sets? Where can I use skill sets? And how do I personally use skill sets that you can probably replicate in your Fire Emblem Heroes experience. I'm sure there's more creative ways to do it and different ways as well, so feel free to share that in the comments. The upgrade to like 10 skill sets really helped this out a lot. It really helped me like figure out everything I wanted to do in all these different modes where we can use this properly. So with that being said, the first thing you have to do is, where is it? And that's right here in the ally menu under traits and equipment. When you do that, the next menu will show edit equip skill sets and equip skill sets. Now the one that you likely do for setting things up is edit and equip skill sets. And then once you've optimized your characters and such into exactly where you want them to be, you start using the second option, which is equip skill sets. So that's basically how you organize this stuff, but you can also do it in the character menu itself. There is usually a bottom option there. I believe it's like equip skill sets, equip skills, and learn skills, something like that, or change skills. So not shown here, but you can also do it in a character menu. So next up, once you actually get to edit equip skill sets and you select a character, so I'm going to use Air as an example here. You go into like edit, and then you just put a bunch of skills in a specific mode in mind or type of gameplay, right? So for example here, I have an arena set or AB set. They use Coliseum scoring, so I would likely use a skill set like this for Air if I was to use her in arena or Legion's battles, for example, just to score optimally. Now remember, this saves a lot of time, but you don't always want to necessarily use like a skill like that. So a skill set like that, maybe you want to like tamper it yourself, and that's for sure, it's a fine idea, but you can always like use this as your base and then adjust it with the rest of the team. So yeah, you go in here, you edit, and editing the set name will affect all the skill sets among all characters. But yeah, that's basically how you actually set up skill sets. It's not too complicated. It saves it. Now, the second option, which was equipping skill sets, if you go into there, what I recommend doing, just to save a lot of time, and this is something I do, is make sure you're not like clicking characters one by one. I'm going to cover this a little bit later on how you can actually optimize a bit better, but select by team there in the bottom right is your best friend, and I would recommend going there to select basically what you'll see in a moment, which is the brigades. Now I actually have brigades, and you only need like one for rival domains, but I use a couple of different brigades for different game modes. For example, right here you'll see that this is like my cast of characters or Aether Raids. And before I go into Aether Raids every day, I select this brigade using the equip skill sets, and then I do a skill set called Aether Raids, and all the characters there have a skill set assigned for Aether Raids all the time. And this, as long as I do this every time before I play Aether Raids, the skills that I want everyone to have will be there. There's no mismatched seals, no lack of seals, and that all wastes a lot of time, so I definitely feel you if you don't want to deal with that. But by setting up brigade and then equipping skill sets like this onto a full brigade, especially if they're all your Astra units and Astra teams covered, you'll never miss a seal again. And you only need to do this, you only need to change this brigade once a week when the beginning of the season starts, and maybe you need to change the skill sets at the beginning of the week, but usually I don't. Honestly, I like run the same builds, you know, in Astra or Light. And I do this for Astra season, I do this for Light season, I do this for Dark defense. You see Brammy and Yoon there. I do this for Arena sometimes, or scoring. So use your brigades and equip skill sets that way. It saves you a lot of time. Now, I also want to touch on a couple of different type of skill sets as well, because they're kind of mentioned, but I want to show you them. So this is like the menu you see when you're about to equip the whole skill set. You select the skill set, like I said, Aether Raids, and boom, all those characters there will equip the skill sets we set up previously, shown in the video, like for air, for example. So this is huge efficiency, lots of save time like this. This is how I use it, and I love using it this way. Moving on. So just like I said, some examples of how you can use this, and like I'm just going to go through a couple examples of what I do, so you can definitely take this for your own and then apply these skill sets to your own characters. Honestly, this whole process, like going through it, might take you like an hour to go through all the characters you maybe want to equip on different skill sets and such, but it's worth it. It saves so much time later on when you play the game. So would highly recommend. Okay, so here we have one, like PvE. Don't look at the builds, because honestly they might be a little bit outdated now. I'm just kind of showing off the skill sets, or the names. Auto battle, so think of like Tempest Trials, or just like Stratums or something, where you just put in the unit and hope it does everything by itself. That's one I use. Aether Raids, as shown by the Brigade sample earlier. There's this one for air defense on Anima. So if you have different skill sets, let's say on Anima or Dark, and you like use a unit on both seasons, because now we have extra blessings, you can do that as well. Or just have multiple air defense teams. That helps a lot as well. And air defense Dark, obviously. Finally, the one that I think is the most important to talk about for skill sets, because this, although they're, okay, so Arena Assault is Arena Assault, if you didn't get that reference already. This one is probably the most often used skill set that I use, besides Aether Raid setups at the beginning of every day. And the reason this one is actually so important is because you want to make sure that you go into Arena Assault with like units ready to counterpick stuff. So I usually set up a cast of units on a particular blessing. And that looks like this. Basically, you use that little button at the top right there, and you set the corresponding seasons. Now here's a little trick for Arena Assault, and you'll never have any conflict of seals, or skills for that matter, but specifically seals. The best way to do this is to, because we get an abundance of Anima and Dark blessings. Now we do, and I had a lot earlier anyways, but it's because of that, you can actually tailor like a certain amount of units on Anima season and Dark season, even if you never use them, Dark Bless or Anima Bless them, even if you never use them on defense, to kind of like round out your Arena Assault experience. I may or may not have covered this in the Arena Assault video, but I feel it's good to go over it again. So use that search feature in the top right, search for Anima Astra, for example, and then if it's like Dark Light, use Dark Light. And the reason you do this is because you get that additional score in Arena Assault, obviously, for using those units. So what I do is I take like the 5-star units now. For example, we have like Brave Ulm here, we have Rokkr, whatever, Parry, Tsubasa, all these like decent counter check units, you know, effective against Dragon or effective against armors, whatever. I bless them in Anima. I'll never use them on defense, but I use them to counter units in Arena Assault, and this is very useful. So down there, select by team, we select by ally, we search the blessings, we select the characters, and then you do the whole, equip Arena Assault on that whole thing from earlier. So hopefully this is enough information for you guys to make your own skill sets and optimize, maybe make your Fire Emblem Heroes experience much more streamlined, much more efficient, less of a hassle every day to change, especially seals. Like that system can be a bit of a headache, but also making sure you're not stuck with like a Rokkr Sieges build in Aether Raids, because that has happened and it's not fun. Anyways, guys, that's all it is for me. If you have any other unique ways to use skill sets, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Join the conversations on Twitch and Discord. As always, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you guys for all the support. I hope you've been enjoying the content much more as I've been enjoying delivering it. Thank you guys. Peace out.